Alright, this is my favorite little tuner. This thing works beautifully. I've had this probably for, oh, I don't know, 20 years. And it's been dropped, kicked, and it still keeps working. I don't know if you can see the lights, but it lights up green when a string is in tune. Now, I tune my guitars half a step down to E flat instead of E, which is A440. That's why you'll see it'll light up just before the E. Now I'm going to go ahead up here and do like I was telling you. I'm going to push down on these suckers. That string is still in tune. Let's see what happens if I do this one. That one went flat. There we go. Now it's in tune. Gotta do that with all the strings. Alright, I got all my strings in tune, and with the exception of cutting off my wild hairs up here yet, as you can hear, it's in tune, but now watch what happens. It's out of tune now because you have to stretch the strings. How do you do that? Well, the way I do it is I hold them down here at the nut, grab them at the 12th fret, yank. You know how far out that went? Do it a couple of times. Also, up here above the nut, kind of push on it. When it doesn't change pitch anymore, you pretty well got it in. Listen to that one. Whoa. I'm going to do that with all the strings until they stop going out of tune. Then what you'll have to do is go back over the guitar, tune it up again. I don't go too nuts because you can break them. I've done that already. Alright, let me check the tuning on this again. Alright, so I got rid of all my wild hairs. They're cut off. My nut's been taken care of. New strings are on. They're all tuned up. I like the action, but the intonation is off. Now, what is intonation? Intonation is when you pick the note naturally. And you pick it at the 12th fret. They should be the same note. If they're not the same, as in the case of this third string here, that note is actually sharp compared to the open note, which means it's higher pitched. So what you have to do is come back here to the bridge. And the saddle that these strings sit on, this has to go back further, because if you make a distance longer from here to the 12th fret, then the note's going to get lower pitched. If you don't adjust this, what happens is you'll be down here, you'll play an E chord, it'll sound great. You go to play an A chord and it'll be all out of tune, and you'll be wondering why, because your guitar is perfectly in tune. It's because of the intonation here at the 12th fret being off. So that's the adjustment I have to make here. Now on my other Les Paul, what I had to do, for some reason the way the factory built the guitar, I couldn't get the third string to come into tune. So I had to take the bridge saddle. You see how the saddle's angled towards the pickup? I had to actually take it out of the bridge, put the screw in from the other side, and put it back together so the saddle was turned around like these saddles are. Then I could move it back further and change the pitch of that string to get it to intonate correctly. But that's what intonation is. It's that note matching the note at the 12th fret. Now the easiest way for me to tell if they're on or off, I mean I can hear it, but sometimes you can't, is I use the tuner. And you can see the lights flashing, it says it's a little sharp. Let me fix that. This tuner is sensitive. There we go, now it's in tune. Now I'll fret the string. See it flashing sharp? So what I have to do is move that saddle back that way. Turn the screw, move the saddle back that way until that string comes into tune. Now be aware when you move that saddle back, the string's pitch is going to change. You're going to have to retune the string. I know it's not easy for you to see what I'm doing, but I'm going to pick the string. I'm looking at the tuner. It says it's in tune. I fret it. It's sharp. So I'm going to turn this screw to move that bridge saddle back. I should probably have a thinner screwdriver for this, but now you'll hear this string is out of tune. It's way sharp. Now it's in tune. Still a little sharp. I'll keep doing that until I get it in. Alright, as you can see, I've got this saddle all the way back, and this string still is not right. I'm going to have to do the same thing I did with my other guitar. I'm going to have to take it out and turn it around. Let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, now what you can see here is there's a little piece of wire. I don't know if you can catch that with this camera, but right there's a little piece of wire that goes over top of these screws that holds them in place. You loosen the string up, move it out of the way, you loosen up the screw so the bridge piece is kind of floating in there, and you just pick it up and get your fingernail under that wire and move it out of the way. Pop this piece out. Now here's the piece. I took the screw out, reversed the saddle around, put the screw back in it. Now what I'll do is I'll drop it back in place and rehook it, and we'll put the string back on. Alright, got it back in, everything's all done. Got the intonation set, pretty well tuned up. It'll take a few times of playing before the strings finally seat completely in and stop going out of tune. But if you follow the steps I showed you, you should really have a lot less trouble with strings staying in tune when you first put new strings on a guitar. So, till next time. Not bad for $300 off eBay, huh? See ya.